In this video, we're going to talk about how to find sources for your UNV paper number 3. I am Dawn Emselem, and if you have questions after this presentation and your activity that you're going to do after this presentation, you can Google Dawn Salve Library and find my contact info or make an appointment. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look really closely at your assignment that Dr. DeLamont gave you and make a research strategy for it. We're going to talk about how to choose words and phrases in each of our search tools so that you can find most efficiently the articles on your for your paper topic. We're going to practice using the search tools, and at the end, you're going to do an activity where you actually find sources for your paper. So the first thing is to look very closely at your assignment. Dr. DeLamont in this assignment has specified that he wants you to find a scholarly book and a scholarly article and another source, which could be either of those, and that he wants you to use MLA formatting. So if you read this very closely, you see exactly what he wants. In terms of crafting a research strategy, you're going to ask 4 questions. What information is needed? Dr. DeLamont says scholarly analysis, and it's harder to find scholarly analysis on Google. You just have to do more work to get to it, and that there's a lot more through the library databases and book catalog, and that's why we are going to focus on that today. And this will help you in the rest of your scholarly career at Salve as well. So what types of sources? Articles, scholarly books, and ebooks. What search tools? So we're going to go through 4 different search tools in this video and activity. And you're going to practice using them so that you get more comfortable with it, which will be really helpful for you as you go forward. So when we think about what words to use, you're going to think about what words describe your topic, sort of like what specific words, but also sort of associated words that may be kind of related to them. And you can find these words as you do your searching and scan the titles and descriptions of the articles and books that you find. The more words may pop up, and then you can try searching them. Different of our search tools have different ways of searching. In Google, for example, you can type a whole sentence in there, your whole research question, and you'll get results. But EBSCO in our book catalog, you have to be a lot more choosy about what words you use. Usually we suggest significant nouns. If you get a ton of results, you can add words. If you get not enough results, you can remove words or change words. And then if you don't find what you're looking for, try another search tool, because you shouldn't have to bang your head against the wall. If you use another search tool and you get more results, you can take the words you found in those articles and try in a different search tool. So in terms of the different search, the databases we're going to be looking at, JSTOR is great in the humanities. It has articles in there tend to be 5 to 10 years old. It also has ebooks, which are right up to present, 2024. But if you are doing research in the sciences or technology, not so much for this assignment, because this is more about literary theory. But if you are doing more recent topics, JSTOR isn't the best database. EBSCO and Proquest are. They have subject articles and ebooks right up to present. But if you are looking for an ebook and you don't find it in either of those databases, you can go into the library catalog and search, because it has all of our ebooks regardless of what database they're in. And EBSCO and Proquest is a good idea to use only the most significant nouns. Proquest is a little more forgiving, but if you try to type a whole sentence in either of those databases, you probably are not going to get a lot of results. So just keep that in mind if you start to feel frustrated. That's just how those tools work. So with that, let's pop out and we are going to go to the library homepage, which I usually you can get to by Googling Salve Library. And we'll start with books. Our webpage defaults to our book search. So if we type in there, we can do surveillance and dystopia. I've done it before. So we're going to go ahead and look for that. This is what our catalog looks like. And the first thing to check is how many results you got back. 18, not a ton, but we could find what we need. I'm not sure why this book came back. We could click on ebook, but I'm sort of wondering where the surveillance is in here. So I'm going to click on the title, and then our search words are highlighted. And we can see here, this is the content note, which is all the chapters. And 1 is the introduction, and 2, chapter 2, it shows that there's a section in there, coercion at home in the surveillance state. Okay, that might work. So I'm going to click on view ebook. This is taking us into JSTOR, so our JSTOR catalog and our database. And if we go down here, first of all, we remember that we're looking for our chapter 2. And there's 2 things we can click here. We can click cite to get our MLA citation. So you can copy that and paste it into your Word doc or whatever. And then download to get to the actual chapter, which you can download if you want, and read, have it on your computer and read it. I am also going to do Control F or Command F if you're on a Mac, and see how often my search word shows up. In this case, it shows up 5 times. I just wanted to make sure that there's a good chunky bit about surveillance in this article, and it looks like we're good. So this article might work for us. So we've got our citation and a possible, it's not an article, it's a book chapter, and it will fulfill your requirement for a book chapter. Then just a few other things about our catalog. If we find a book that we're interested in, like this one, for example, Black Mirror, the TV show is a lot about dystopia, and it looks like there's stuff about surveillance culture in there. This is a print book, and the library staff at the front desk can help you go find it. It's going to be all of our books, our main collection books, which it says right here it is, are on the 3rd floor. But you can grab your citation by clicking on Cite, selecting MLA, and copying and pasting this citation into your Word document or whatever. So that's the book catalog. Let's go back. If we click on the Articles tab, we're going to be looking, in this box is only searching our EBSCO host databases. So let's just try, let's try surveillance and dystopia and see what comes back. So we're going to click on find. EBSCO is searching a huge number of journals. It's an enormous, like tens of thousands of journals. You can see that with the results that came back. So see, we got 209 results. We might want to add another word or narrow our search some other way, because we're never going to get through 209 articles. So there is a book called, or a work called the Panopticon, and that gives me the idea that we could add a work to our search too. So maybe, or an author. So like if you read, for example, George Orwell in your class, you could add Orwell and see what comes back. So we see this one. And if we look at our access options, this one, access options, is where you get the PDF. This one's saying find full text interlibrary or request this item. And if we click on it, it's going to take us into a page where it looks at all of our other databases and sees if this article is in there. If we really wanted it, we could click on request through interlibrary loan, and it would fill out all of the info for us, and you could ask our interlibrary loan librarian to place the request for you. But we had some other results, so maybe we want to go ahead and we had 19 results. Maybe we only want to see articles that are available right away, full text. So we can click on this, full text, to just see those. And so then we probably don't want an article in German, but you know, one of these other articles might be useful. I'm not sure what this is about, but it looks interesting. The dystopian right of publicity. We can see it's a 2022 article. And if we were interested in that article, we could click on Access Now to see the PDF. We could also click on these three dots and get the citation for the article. For some reason, it starts with a Brazilian citation style, but you just have to scan down till you find MLA, and you can copy that to clipboard, paste it. And then you just click here to get your PDF if you want to take a look at this article. Now, if we go back again, we can check out JSTOR and see how that works. So here we are. This is what JSTOR looks like. We're going to type in our search, surveillance, utopia, and see what comes back. So we got a lot of results. This 9,000 results. So this means that we're going to probably want to add some words to this. We can choose a work if we wanted. We could try Black Mirror. I'm not sure if you wanted to do that. And this is actually a good example because the way JSTOR works, it's going to look for the word surveillance, the word utopia, and the word black and the word mirror. But maybe we want to keep Black Mirror together. So we're going to put quotes around it. That works in Google too. And so what we got now are 33 results. And it's telling us here this is a book chapter that would fulfill Dr. Dillamont's request that you read for a book or ebook. We can click again on Cite and download. And if we're looking for, we really want an article. I'm seeing a lot of book chapters here. If we really want an article, we can click on the left-hand side here on journals. And it looks like, I'm not sure if there is anything on Black Mirror. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download this one and I'm going to try our Control or Command F and see what happens. So surveillance. Oh yeah, so there's 10 results. Oh, but I forgot about Black Mirror. So there's 10 results for surveillance. And let's look for mirror. Oh yeah. So there's only one result, and it is in the the citations or the notes. But what we did find here is another article, which maybe we want to look for because maybe we're interested in that article. So another thing you can do is use other articles, bibliographies, or notes, footnotes to see if we have those. And this is in the journal Foreign Policy. But if I was going to take a look for that, I would probably go back to the article and just search it in EBSCO and see if it's in there. And it's a lot of words, and so EBSCO isn't finding it. So sometimes what I do is I take some of those words off and see if that helps. And it didn't work. And then if that doesn't work, then one thing that I often do, if you wanted to find this article, is you could search by journal title, Foreign Policy, and see, and then drill down until you find the article. But we don't need to. We have a ton of results in JSTOR. The next search tool we're going to look at is in the article tab, Proquest. And we can try our search for surveillance and dystopia there as well. See what happens. And this is another review of that book that looked interesting. And these are, there's a lot of different things, and I see some of them are categorized as a trade journal, a newspaper, but then we also have scholarly journal. So here's a scholarly journal. Maybe we want to grab the citation for that. And this is defaulting to APA. So we're going to look for our MLA 9th, and grab your citation there. Then if you want to look at the full text, you can either click on PDF or this full text button. And then on the left-hand side, if you wanted only scholarly journals, you just click on this scholarly journal source type, and it'll redo your search. It still has 1,400 results, so you might want to narrow it down a bit, but there you have our Proquest. And with that, I think you're ready for your activity. So I hope it goes great. And if you have questions, be sure to stop by the library and ask them.